Kafin shigowan RRA gaskiya we have suffered a lot. Domin har mun fara tunanin ma me zamu.
The farm was quite small. We were just growing some little vegetable and then a few fruits. It was not kind of going too well.
Gaskiya a da kam ba da sauki bane. Domin kafin in sayar da kaya abubuwan sai a hankali.
Wanda a can baya shagona da yana lungu ne ma.
To dama maloko da muke aje ba mu rubuta ba mu da mai cash nan. Wallahi gaskiya muna samu damuwa. Wani ya ce kudi na yayi haka, kudi na yayi haka, kudi na yayi haka.
First and foremost, the rural resilience activity was set out to facilitate economic recovery and also protect the economic recovery of the conflict-affected households in the northeast of Nigeria.
The rural resilience activity has used the catalytic funding basically as a vehicle to reach different people, to reach households and markets in northeast Nigeria. And through that, we do that to incentivize the private sector to go into new markets. We also do that to reach people by creating jobs in the market or in the region that we are working in. And we're also doing that to ensure that there's inclusive business reaching the last mile within those regions that we are working, that is Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, and Gombe.
So the immediate thing is that, okay, we need to build the resilience capacities of the conflict-affected households to enable households, respond, recover, adapt better from the various shocks that affect them.
Da akwai gap da yawa wanda wannan gap din ya sa wayansu abubuwa ma ba a samu a san me yake tafiya ba.
The staff of the Standard Organization of Nigeria has trained us on how to receive MANCAP certificates, and as a result of that, you can see we have the MANCAP certificates hanging in our office. And we also received a training with NAFDAC. We received a training about business development.
Na samu training akan harkar magungunan feshi wanda an dauke mu aka je aka mana training din a biyu aka sake kai mu Yola akan harkar magungunan feshi yanda abinda ake kiransa safer use of agrochemical yanda zamu aje store namu mu yi separation, segregation da security da kuma mu san label da expiring date da toxicological ban na wannan chemical din da hatsarin shi.
Mun yi training na natural resource management tare da SCI under RRA project na Feed the Future. Sannan sun yi training ɗinmu akan natural resource management ta yadda za mu kawar da dattituka da suke muhallinmu, ta yadda za mu iya utilizing ɗinsu, mai managing ɗinsu har su dawo mana ma ya zama yana amfanin mu.
First, I attended a training on feed formulation. We were taught how to formulate feed. In those days, when we buy poultry, maybe day old or things like that, and you wanted to rear it, you only go for commercial feed. And sometimes if it is expensive, there is nothing you can do. This thing has been a problem to us.
The more RRA yana koya mana, mu kuma muna zuwa mu yi practically, kuma bayan mun yi practicing nashi, mu kira members namu, mu sake koyar musu, members namu da shi go back to local government nasu, su ma su koya members nasu. Yanzu in ka je backyard na members namu, zaka ga ana doya, ana dankali a cikin buhu, wanda kuma shi ma zan ce RRA ne ya koya mana.
Currently, we're working with over 140 partners, and these are partners from the private angle, partners from the government sector, partners that are business member organizations and so on, and financial institutions also. However, for the rural resilience activity on the catalytic funding, we were able to de-risk fund for 74 private actors to work within Northeast Nigeria.
Due to the partnership with RRA, we have reached to more than 2,000 farmers at the end of March. And out of this, we have reached more than 3,000 farmers with base management agricultural practices with our affordable products through this partnership with RRA, many farmers, they have invigorated their farming activities because of this opportunity.
Area which is critical for development or a source of resilience is access to financial services. I think we did an amazing work there. As we speak now, we have enabled hundreds of thousands of people to be included into the financial market, and many of them are also now accessing, financial services. Perhaps you have probably heard a successful story of Standard Microfinance Bank that unlocked capital and credit to almost 20,000, 18,000 new customers, was a tune of more than 2.5 million US dollars. That is quite interesting.
So when the RRA partners came in, they gave us the room to accept more, because at that time, not that people don't need it, but because our capacity cannot even finance all of it, so we just select few and finance. But now that we are partnering with RRA, you see people come in, we have confidence, yes, even when they come much, we can be able to attend to them.
Finance is very important, whether you are dealing with farm or non-agricultural related activities. You need access to finance to power your business. And so we have been intervening in that space to say, okay, how do we drive access to financial services in order to improve the performance of the entire sector?
Here in Gombe State, we are producing orange fresh sweet potato bread. And we have our head office in Anambra State. That is where we have been doing it for some years now. But through the help of this RRA project, they brought us to Northeast to replicate what we are doing in Anambra State here. And they assisted us by supporting the farmers. We trained the farmers that we gave the seedlings, because the potato is not here in Northeast in Gombe and Adamawa State we work with. So they supported the farmers with seedlings. We gave them the seedlings. We trained them on good agronomic practices, the nutritional benefit, the economic opportunity of this orange fresh sweet potato.
Gaskiya yadda muka haɗu da RRA ko da ULIT sun taimake ni kwarai da gaske, domin yanzu a haka din zan iya yi tsayin daka ko kudin POS din idan ba wai dun kasuwar nan ba ban isa yin transaction 100,000 ba. So sun taimake ni kwarai da gaskiya, yara na su uku suna university.
To zuwan wannan kudi ya ƙara mana, mun samu dan sana'a wanda zaka bawa yaron ka ya tafi break ka taimaka masa in abu ya zo takarda menene, muna kokari a wannan. A gaskiya zuwan su kan sun dan daga mu don har mun cika 40 yanzu.
90% of the farmers in the Northeast are actually accessing seeds through the informal system. But we have pushed back significantly, opened that opportunity, and now we have almost 200,000 new customers. Now we moved from 2,000. Originally we started with 2,000 people who were actually accessing agricultural inputs, and now we're talking about more than 200,000 consistently accessing quality seed and agricultural inputs that increases their production and productivity. We're beginning to see the results. Productivity has doubled, in some cases tripled. Income was also doubled and also tripled in some cases.
Kuma ina samun riba kusan 70% akan abin da nake samu da bana harkan iri, amma sakamakon wannan alaka na da RRA to yanzu har kaya ma suna iya turo mana. Akwai flour mill suna kawo mana kaya, musamman kamar taki. Yanzu kamar taki a flour mill na batar da taki ya kai trailer 3. Wannan ba karamin ci gaba bane. Da sai dai mu je Gombe mu yi sari, ba mu da alaka da kamfani ko guda daya. Na daya muna samun kaya da sauki, na biyu muna samun kaya mai inganci, na uku kuma muna samun kaya mai quality wanda ba jabu bane.
A Fortescue har mun shiga correctional service nan prison service kenan, mun shiga mun yi training on various skills like vegetable farming, feed formulation, hydroponics da maggot, because mun yi observing cewa inmate sai su shiga su yi wata 3 su fito su ƙara komawa because babu sana'in ne.
So before the partnership, BMK ABJ Agro Alliance have an alliance with only one agricultural farmer group, and so with just member less than 20. With the partnership, we have now 4 alliance of farmers groups, and also the membership is more than 200 now. That is the real members. And also because of this partnership, BMK also expanded their business scope. Before then, they are only raise bed and sell to other people. But now they have expanded, they have created their outlets, they begin to sell live chicken and dressed chickens to the restaurant and other businessmen.
Alhamdulillah muna samun riba. Sai sake mayar musu da uwar kuɗin da suka bani. In sun zo sun ga yanayin a cikin wannan riban ina kasa shi kashi biyu. Ɗayan dama muna amfani gida. Muna cin abinci a ciki. Ina siya ma yara ɗaya biyu takardu. Har yaran da ma sun koma baya karatu ma gaskiya har ga Allah sun tashi. Allah ya taimake mu sun fara zuwa makarantansu.
One impact, imagine if we de-risk a private sector that is on nutrition, and the last mile now coming in from the impact investment rather than the digit or number investments that private sector puts into implementation of business in Northeast Nigeria. A child can have access to nutrition-dense products. A child can have access to dietary diversity. A mother or a caregiver within that region can have access to affordable products that is nutrition-dense, that is also affordable for her to be able to buy as a caregiver or as a low-income earner or as someone that is in the last mile.
As part of the intervention with RRA and Feed the Future, we have reached more than 20,000 households. Most of the spices are nutrition sensitive, but working with RRA makes us to start producing products that are highly nutritious. I worked with 55 nutrition campaigners across 12 local governments in 3 states in northeastern part of Nigeria, the Adamawa, Borno, and Gombe states.
In terms of lighting, people are using generators and to light their homes, and people are using kerosene stoves. We partnered with solar producing companies and say, how do we avail solar solutions?
We try to make them understand that, okay, these are renewable energy whereby you don't need anything to connect to it. Okay, we do calculation like how much do you buy battery, and then how much do you spend in a month buying battery, and then we calculate it to a year. Then if you pick one of our products, then you'll be able to understand that we are making a lot of impact because the money is lesser than what they normally spend. So these are some of the things we do. We actually work with 2 models that were connected to RRA. That is the climate resilient model. That's the clean energy we're advocating for. And then the CAM model, which help us to work with 300 entrepreneurs.
But we also have helped more than 2,000 farmers to move away from the use of generator for powering their irrigation systems to now using solar-powered irrigation facilities. That's more than 2,500 hectares of farmland have been put under solar-powered irrigation. These are rice farmlands that are now under solar-powered irrigation. So what we did was to, press forward with driving changing post-harvest handling practices in a way that will make them climate smart in terms of altering how storage is done, how post-harvest practices is actually done by use of climate smart practices like a small technology like hematic bags, very climate smart, but it's also cooperating meaningfully to reducing post-harvest losses.
Wannan zuwan su RRA sun kawo mana inda irin zamanin da ake storage, especially wayannan silos din nan da kuma fuel bags wanda aka kawo musu inda za su yi storage din waken su yi storage nasu don wani lokaci kuma bayan haka kuma tallafin da suka bayar kuma akwai irin an nuna mana cewa fa duk abin da ake yi in baka aunawa ka san menene awun naka yake ba ana cutanka a wannan fannin.
Da kana yi da kuɗi sai ka ciri kuɗi ka je ka abin, to amma yanzu da ke akwai abin harka ce ta application hakan nan an samu canji da dama yadda za ka je ka amfani ne da waya in aka turo ga abin da kake so abin da ake so kai za ka yi odansa ka yi dispatching nasa.
North is a micro-enterprise driven economy. We had to intervene in that space to say, how do we drive the performance of this sector? Because if the sector performs well, it creates a ton of opportunities for women, youth, IDPs, persons with disabilities, etc. in the region.
Wayannan sel agents nan muna da mutum 300. To a cikin mutum 300 kuma muna da mata 36 wayanda da su ne coordinators na wannan abun. Sai kuma masu neman taimako na musamman wanda muna da mutum 170 wanda su ma suna ciki.
Ya fi da yadda nake lafiya ma abin da nake gani a gabana. Saboda mutum zai zo waje na sayan ka zai bani girma na da daraja na. Yana gani na ni mai bukata ne ta musamman gashi kuma na zo ina yin sana'a. Yana bani daraja sosai, za mu rabu da shi lafiya. Zan ba shi kashi zai ji daɗi ma gobe da ba wani matsala da nake fuskanta alhamdulillah.
Continuously assess the incentives and the capacities of the partners who would work with us, because we knew that having these partners at the forefront, and we're only catalyzing their journey into the marketplace, catalyzing their journey to solving these problems. Even if we pull out, and now that we're coming to the end of the activity, the partners are out there and solving problems. They are contributing to the economy. They are doing business with the poor, and they will never go away because they have already seen an incentive in everything that they do. So that is sustainability for us.
We have started from the grassroots level. Misali mun koma secondary schools, mun fara koya yara hydroponics, feed block, da vegetable farming. Idan yaro ya taso tun daga karami da wannan akida din to an ci nasara.
Saboda training da muka samu a gurin Save the Children wanda RRA gaskiya muna tunanin nan gaba ba iya malam matari kadai ba. Hatta da maturu gaba daya zai zama clean environment.
This work could not have been possible with the generous support of the American people, USAID, through the Feed the Future initiative. We are very grateful to the American people for this support. And from this support, we have been able to change hundreds of thousands of lives in the northeast of Nigeria. Again, I also must send my appreciation to the government of Nigeria, both federal and state government of Borno, Damawa, Gombe, and Yobe. These are the places that we've been working in, and they've offered us optimal operating environment and also partnering with us in solving some of the toughest problems. I also must acknowledge the 147 partners, whether they're from the private sector, civil society organizations, let me say economic and non-economic actors who collaborated with us in solving problems in the Northeast. I really want to thank them and appreciate them.